just when our student was here, she was so, as I say, enthusiastic and really approachable. She was brilliant with patients, and we had really good feedback. And yeah, she really, in the 7 weeks that she was here, she really became part of the team. And I think, to be honest, when she left, we've all really missed her, which I think says a lot. Yeah. So.
Fantastic. And is there anything that didn't go quite so well that you think you would do maybe differently next time, or advise other surgeries?
So not much, to be honest. We are quite a big team here, so we made sure, kind of under NMC regulations and standards, that everyone registered nurse had done their supervision training, so that everyone could work with our student, which was great. Obviously things happen in practice, that you can rota plan as much as you like, and you can have a perfect timetable, but with sickness and having staff shortages, we found that you have to build in some sort of flexibility with that. And but again, our student was great, that she was really willing just to go with it, and really flexible. Maybe the only hiccup that I had was a bit of IT issues, which I think is classic, isn't it? But again, so it probably took a little while to get onto the EPAD system, but the IT support through the university was brilliant, and just had direct access with their IT team, and it was sorted out as quickly as they could. So yeah.
And did the student manage to get access to all the systems in the surgery quite easily?
Yeah. So we obviously we had usual HR checks to do when she started. So she'd already had her occupational health and DBS all done by the university, but we just did our own internal checks with that, and confidentiality policy agreement. But yeah, we set up access to System 1 and ICE. It was brilliant. It worked really well.
Fantastic. And can you talk a bit about the time involved in being a practice supervisor or assessor, not just you but all the team members, and how you fit that into your day? Was it quite a lot on top, is what we're trying to ascertain?
No, it wasn't a lot, to be honest, I don't think. So as I said, we took a team approach here, that because everyone had done their training, everyone just mucked in, and we took a shared approach to the supervision. So our student spent her week across all the nursing clinics, working with everyone in the team, including our healthcare assistants and phlebotomists. She sat in on all the clinics we offer, from blood clinics to INR clinics, asthma, COPD, women's health. She had a really varied experience here. Also worked with us across the acute service with the nurse practitioners, so everyone kind of mucked in and shared the workload, which was great. I took the role as practice assessor, and the assessor model now, unlike the old mentorship model, where you're kind of lead for the student, constantly working with you, and that can feel a little bit of a big responsibility. As the assessor role, it's much more set back now, getting feedback from everyone, ready for your midpoint and your final sign-offs, which worked really well. The only thing I kind of kept an overview on was the timetabling. So that took a little bit of time in the week, but just a case of looking across our rotas, which were already set up, and deciding, who could have our student work with them. But it wasn't a big amount of work, so
Brilliant. And you talked a little bit about the IT system getting onto the EPAD. How did you find working with that as an assessor?
Fine, to be honest, and students know it really well as well, so they're really good at guiding you. So there were a couple of times that my student, prompted me and reminded me to do things, but the EPAD system that XT Uni use links to your email, so I'd just get reminders pop through when I needed to sign off timesheets, or logging on to sign off the midpoint and final reviews. Really easy. It's a really smooth system to work with. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
And as a practice nurse, how has hosting a student influenced your practice?
Yeah, I think because we'd had such a break from having students, it's easy to forget that actually under the NMC code we have a responsibility for helping support and train other nurses, and that includes students. So I think it was a really nice reminder of the role that we can take in trying to develop the future nursing workforce, and I think it's kind of reignited that passion of mine of the importance that we have in encouraging the next future generation of nurses. And I think in primary care and practice nursing that's even more important, when we're looking at potential issues with recruitment and a ageing workforce. We need to encourage younger nurses out into primary care, and I think the only way to do that is to open the door for them and offer these placement experiences. So that's why I think as a team we're really keen to further support students on the back of this really positive experience, and I'd really encourage anyone else to do the same. So
fantastic. And do you have any advice for other practices considering hosting students?
Yeah, there's a huge amount of support available to help you get off the ground through Devon Training Hub. Obviously locally we have Plymouth University, we have Exeter University now, and Exeter from our experience were fantastic. So if you're thinking about it, I'd really encourage you to open the conversation with Devon Training Hub and see where that takes you. Not to be scared of it, it's not a huge burden on your practice, and it's actually really enjoyable having students in who just bring a fresh energy, new enthusiasm, and yeah, I'd really encourage you to go for it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So are you looking forward to hosting your next student?
Yeah, so we've already
signed up yet?
Yeah, we've already had Exeter in touch with next cohort of students, which if we can, then we will be. But yeah, really keen to keep the ball rolling now that we've started. So
lovely. Well, thank you so much for talking to me.